we are going to have a brief interview with you
Yes,
about the loan you requested for from Empowering Nations.
Yes.
Yeah, before we proceed, kindly introduce yourself and then we go on.
My name is Pastor Ntale Grace. I am the vision bearer and co-founder together with my wife of the ministry called Nisi Discipleship Ministries International. It is based in Kasenge Mbaramkono. I am married with 7 children with my wife. We started that ministry when God spoke to us, and we shifted from where we were staying around 32 kilometers from the city center to come and begin the ministry in 2019. So God has helped us.
The city center, is that Kampala?
That's Kampala, yes.
Oh, okay.
Kampala city center. And so God has helped us that in those 4 in these like roughly 5 to 6 years, because we came this side in 2019, we've been able to start 4 churches.
Amen. Amen.
But those churches have not been having land, especially the main one, what we would consider the main church.
The main church, yeah.
Yes. So, but God has been gracious to us that we are doing mostly discipleship, because God instructed us to make disciples. Yes,
yeah.
That's the emphasis of our ministry. Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much. So this interview is literally about the loan you have requested for.
Yes.
Why have you requested for a loan from Empowering Nation?
The reason why we have asked for a loan from Empowering Nation is because we got a loan from the bank.
Okay.
It was supposed to be 30 million shillings. We got it to buy land for the main church.
For the main church, which is the one you're pastoring.
Yes, yes.
And other branches are pastored by other pastors.
Other branches are pastored by other pastors. Right. Now, the problem was that when we realized later that the money we were supposed to be paying back every month was a lot, 2.13 million shillings. Now to us it was a lot,
yeah.
So it became a burden. Sometimes we would fault and we would be penalized.
Where was this money coming from to pay? Is it your income? Is it from the church?
Part of it is our income.
As a family?
As a family. Okay. And part of it is our friends. There are friends that were willing to stand with us. Now, because of that, I started getting financial strains in my family.
Okay.
To the extent that my children were almost failing to go to school. I can testify that some of them were not able to bring back their report cards just because they had not finished the school fees.
Okay.
So we sought out somebody who would help us relieve us of this burden that we had. And thankfully, Pastor Emma had introduced me to EN, and we discovered that EN had a heart for pastors.
Yeah.
And we realized that we could get a loan from EN where we can pay back monthly in a comfortable way and in a period that is comfortable with us without interest.
Without interest.
That's why we had
what
to
a blessing.
Yes. It's a very great blessing to hear that. Yeah. Because we were looking out for somebody, even if it would be an individual, who would help us pay off the bank loan.
The bank loan.
And we pay back slowly by slowly without interest. But we hadn't found one. So here comes EN. When we discovered it, we chose to use this opportunity.
Now, how much is the money that you have requested for, and how do you plan to use the money?
The money we have requested from EN is 32 million shillings.
Okay.
Why? Because in the bank, our balance now is around that amount.
32?
Yes. 32.
How much was the original amount you borrowed from the bank?
It was 27.
27. How does this come to 32?
Imagine, it's because, imagine they've given you 27, and actually the actual amount that was given to us was 25.9 because they had charges.
Yes, charges.
So but we were supposed to pay 2.1 M every month for 18 months.
For 18 months.
So
and the total of that would be what?
The total of that would be almost 30-something million shillings.
Okay.
Now, we have moved only for around 7 months.
Okay.
So we were looking at it and seeing that it would be a lot of money at the end of the day. That's why we were like, if we could get somebody to bail us out, it would relieve us.
Yes.
That's why we had to run to EN. Yes. Now, where we are, I realize that if we get 32 million shillings, we can go to the bank, negotiate with them. Maybe what I didn't tell you is that the plot that we bought was 30 million shillings.
30.
So these guys gave us, the bank people gave us 25.9.
25.9.
Though we requested for 27.
27.
So there were charges.
The charges.
So we remained with 25.9. Now we paid the owner of the land or the seller 25.
25.
And we had to pay the balance of the 5 million shillings in 3 months.
In 3 months.
But because the money we were returning back was much
to the bank,
we could not fulfill our commitment. They had to penalize us. They said, now you are going to pay 5.6 million shillings
instead of
5. So we were looking at it and saying, if EN can give us 32 million shillings, we can go and tell the bank, look, you demand us to 32 million balance if we are to give you all the money with interest. But we want to negotiate with you. Now that we have brought lump sum, reduce
for us.
And when you reduce, if they reduce, we see that even the 5.6 can be got from the 32. We talk to the bank and we give them less than 32. And we get some more balance to pay the landowners. Yes, that's why we told EN that if they consider us, if possible, if they could even begin by giving us we actually said 6M instead of 5.6. Why? Because when you are here, when you're doing transactions, you pay the local council, you pay the brokers, you pay. So it would be comfortable to have 6 million shillings. We use the 5.6 to pay off the balance on the land, and then the 400 to run those charges of the chairman, LOC1, and then such that at the end of that day, we pay EN the 32 million shillings. We can comfortably be paying back 1 million shilling per month. When that happens, it will be a very great relief to our ministry and especially to my family.
And lastly, I want you to expound on that. How, as we come to the end, how will, if you have cleared this, and then when you have to pay EN back the 32 million, how will this bring a change in your family life, your life and ministry?
First of all, getting 32 million shillings would help me to pay off the landowners and then the bank. Now, as a ministry, it will strengthen the members, because the place where we started the church is not an easy place. Churches churches come and go. One of the ways that the devil uses to chase away churches is to make sure that they don't have their own permanent land.
They are not established.
So they can use the landlords to chase out. Now, what we want is that, what I see is that when we get in fact, some people speak and they say, Pastor, we can't come to church because we are not sure whether you guys
church is going to stay,
because this is the history, it comes and goes. So that will be proof number one. And it will give people rest. They will rest and say, now we know this church is going to stay here because they've even bought land.
Yes, yes.
Now, to my family, the money that I would have used, because those days, even some of the friends that had pledged to stand with us, almost half of them were failing to fulfill their pledges, not because they don't want, but because of the financial situation in our country.
Yeah.
So at that moment, it is me, when they have failed to fulfill their obligation, I have to come in as the owner of the ministry. So
yes.
what I would have used for my family, I use it to pay off the loan. You know, when the bank is on your name, you can't even rest, you can't even sleep.
That's it.
So if this is relieved from me, my family will be comfortable, I'll have less stress, then I'll be able to minister better.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pastor Judith, and maybe our partners.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been an interview with Pastor Grace, and we have seen his need of 32 million to pay off the bank and also clear the landowners, the landlord who sold him the land for the church. Yes. The land which is so much needed for the ministry, so that the ministry can be established and also that people can trust the ministry. Thank you so much, Pastor Grace, for sharing, and we are believing God that this is going to be done soon and the devil is going to be ashamed.
Amen. Thank you so much, Timothy.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, EA.
Amen.
Pastor Judith, God bless you so much. Amen.